this video is intense. But if you stick and you're able to digest what I'm about to teach you in the marketplace, you can build powerful applications, not just for art in NFTs. NFTs are way more than just art. And I believe NFTs are going to change the way we interact in transactions, where the way we do transactions between a buyer and a seller, NFTs are here to change that. And you right there who's watching me right now, you are going to see a potential for NFTs beyond the art aspect. Because I do know that NFTs are much more than just art. Art is just an application. NFTs can be extremely powerful. If you put your mind to it, you can come up with the next multi-million-dollar idea, okay? And I'm not just saying this is for art. Again, I think NFTs, art is the last thing I would even consider on NFTs because I'm not an artist. I'm not a art creator or art guy myself. I do not design art, but I do know what other powerful solutions can be built using NFTs. As a matter of fact, I am working on solutions based upon NFTs. This is going to be a long but very, very, very productive video. Let's go ahead and let's make this happen. This is a very important step in the NFT multi-chain marketplace that we are all building together. In this video, we are building a smart contract that is going to allow end users to create and mint their own NFTs. Not only that, users will be able to list those NFTs for sale, okay? So they will have the chance of minting the NFTs and listing those NFTs for sale, or minting and buying the NFT for their own personal collection. They want to build that art and make that art an NFT using our marketplace smart contract. We will have two fees. One fee will be to list the NFT for sale. The other will be to mint the NFT. So we will have two fees, a listing and minting. Let's say the user wants to mint an NFT but keep the NFT and not list it for sale. Then we will charge a minting fee because we're still providing access to the smart contract. They are just minting a token from that contract. So we're just gonna charge a fee for minting purposes. The other will be a listing fee in which the user will mint the NFT, but that NFT will be transferred to the marketplace for sale. Okay, so we will do those two, and that will be our smart contract on the marketplace side. We also have to build an NFT smart contract that is just going to issue tokens. The smart contract is just going to mint NFTs, and we will provide the token URI every time that we mint the NFT. So we can make custom token URIs and grab that information and send that to the NFT. So this is very different from a NFT collection smart contract. The NFT collection smart contract is a predefined supply of NFTs with a predefined token URI. In this case, we are injecting at every transaction a token URI, and that token URI will be ingested from the Web3 call onto the smart contract, onto the blockchain, okay? So it's way different. Also, I am leveraging Ipfs to upload the pictures. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna use the Infura API, which is an open source API. No need to like register or anything. It's just an API URL that we can use to hit the Ipfs network and upload the art. So when the user hits the browse button and finds the art file and double clicks that moment right there, we want to grab that transaction or that interaction and send that image up to Ipfs, okay? From there, we generate the token URI and we append that token URI onto the NFT. This is very important, and we will see all that. This video is quite long because there's a lot of moving pieces. We have to build the smart contracts. We have to connect the smart contracts to the front end. We have to build the portal, okay? We have to build the create NFT portal. We have to show the NFTs that the user has minted and are on their wallet, and they have those NFTs on their wallet. And we also have to show the NFTs that a user has listed for sale. It has created the NFT and has listed for sale. a lot of moving pieces, but the end goal is to get us onto a point that we know what the marketplace is capable of doing. So then on the next video, we jump into multi-chain integration because we already got the marketplace, we already got the functionality up and running. The only thing that I have to do on the next video is to enable multi-chain capability. We will have the capability of minting with Binance, with Polygon, with Ethereum. And the same will apply to any EVM compatible blockchain, okay? Enough said, let's go ahead. Let me jump right into the development aspects of this smart contract. We will build the front end and we'll go from there. Let's go. Okie dokie, so let's build those two smart contracts. Let's build the marketplace smart contract that is going to allow users to mint their own NFTs and also list those NFTs for sale. We will also mint the NFT smart contract that is going to create the NFTs, that is going to mint the actual tokens, okay? So let's go ahead. Let's build first the marketplace. I'm pretty sure that this one is not going to take that long, because it's very similar to the resale. There's certain things that I'm going to show that are different from the resale, but they're very similar, okay? So let's go ahead. So the first thing I'm going to do, I am going to create a new file. Let's call this market. So what I'm going to do here first, I obviously will involve the counters. So in this case, we want to create token IDs, and we also want to create item IDs, because the moment I mint a token, I'm going to assign an item ID, and this same item ID will be used to list the NFT for sale. Okay, so we need to make sure that we also add that onto the vault, because we have to build a vault to allocate those item IDs under there, so then we can call them for a buy function, a transfer function, etc. Okay, so let's go ahead. So we got the counters, or we got reentrancy guard, where I spoke about reentrancy guard briefly in part 2 of this video training series. So I got also the ERC 721. The only difference that you're going to see on this smart contract versus the previous resale smart contract is that we will also add a minting fee, meaning that users will have to pay the minting fee if they want to mint the NFTs, okay? Let's say they don't want to list the NFTs for sale. They want to mint and keep it, keep them or transfer those NFTs to their own wallet. They're not going to be listed for sale. We still want to make some profit. And for that, we instead charge a minting fee. So our NFTs, any NFT that you mint using our platform, but you store for yourself, will cost 0.075. And that, you can mint whatever you want, okay? And obviously the constructor is owner, because I will be storing the owner wallet in the vault item. So then I can call it once I do a sell or buy transaction, okay? So this is all basically very, very similar to the resale smart contract. I am not changing anything at all here, to be honest, okay? With the exception of the minting fee, but other than that, it's the same, okay? So let's go ahead. The next thing I want to call is I want to create a vault item, okay? So the first function that we are going to work with is create a vault item. What am I looking for in this particular function? I will be obviously calling the NFT contract. This is the NFT smart contract that is going to issue the tokens, which is very important, okay? So this contract will basically be called, and the end user during the functions, it's just going to call the token smart contract, the NFT smart contract, and request a mint. But then the token will be transferred onto the marketplace, okay? And token ID and price, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at all this. Obviously, price cannot be zero. I'm expecting you to provide me the price of that token. How much are you gonna pay for this token? And this will be the selling price. And this is just like the resale smart contract, okay? I'm also expecting you to provide me the listing fee in order for you to list this NFT for sale. And I will be adding item ID. So every time that I add an item ID, I'm just gonna keep incrementing, right? So that's how we count. We are using counters for that particular action, okay? Also, this particular item right here. It's the ID to vault item, right? And the vault item itself. And this is how we store every single NFT that has been listed for sale. Okay. This is exactly as I explained on part 2. Okay. And the contract, this is when I am asking on behalf of the wallet holder or whoever is executing this function to transfer the token to this marketplace smart contract. Okay. And finally, create the event or generate that event, so we know that that transaction happened successfully. Okay. Next thing, and the into the market sale, basically what it does, it's buying the NFT. So if there is a vault item created, then I will call this a vault item and invoke the NFT smart contract address. Obviously, I need to know the smart contract address, and I just call this item ID and then buy that item ID. So whatever item ID was created in this particular function will then be called here. And then if I pay the amount to obtain the NFT, I will go ahead and do so. Okay. So I'm basically looking for the price. Make sure that you're sending the total amount, or else I'm just going to stop the transaction. Okay. Very similar to the relist. When we want to buy an NFT that was relisted, we are going to invoke a very similar approach. Okay. We're very similar function. I want to get the list of available NFTs. Okay. So I need to also obtain what available NFTs do I have. So then I can go ahead and show them in the front page of the marketplace. I don't necessarily need to do this because I can also do it in a different way. I can call the NFT smart contract and call the token supply and then start searching one by one, right? And query which one is held by the marketplace address. If the owner of that token is showing the marketplace, that tells me it's being listed for sale. And then I can generate the listing that way as well. And we already did this with the other Web3 application. So with the relist, we have the functions, and the functions basically are taking advantage of the NFT puller that I developed. Very similar. I am not making any changes. However, I want to be able to obtain the following. I want to know what item IDs, right, are under my wallet. So how do I do that? The way that I'm going to execute this particular function is by creating another function called get my NFT, which basically what it's going to do is going to return the list of all the items stored in the marketplace, all the item IDs, and along with all the supporting information that I need to call in order for me to generate the listings, all the NFTs. Okay. But in this case, I am only looking, hey, anything that is matching message that sender. Okay. So you can see it right here. Message that sender, it's my wallet. I will be matching this. And once I match that wallet, it's only going to show me my NFTs. We will have another option to display, give me the market NFTs. Okay. And those are very different. In this case, this instead tell me which NFTs is the user who connected their wallet selling on the marketplace. Because instead of me looking for who the NFTs from the owner of that wallet, I am looking for the NFTs that the wallet that is connected is selling in the marketplace. So I need to know the seller of those NFTs. And that's how I can figure out the user who connected to the marketplace and the NFTs that they have owned, purchased, or the NFTs that they currently have for sale. You see where I'm going? Because then I can show that in the portal. I can show to the user, hey, by the way, those are the NFTs that you currently have for sale on the marketplace, and they can know which NFTs they have. Let's say they have like 100, then it's going to be better to have this particular function because now they know exactly which ones belongs to them, right? So that's about it. This is the marketplace in a high level. Like literally, this is very similar to the relist NFT video. So you might want to watch that one because I go more into details. Okay, so to save time and go straight into the configuration, because I know you all want to see this in action. Okay, so let's continue. Now I'm going to make another file and let's call this NFT. And we are going to discuss the NFT. The NFT is going to be shorter to discuss. However, it's kind of cool what's going on here. I'm gonna copy. This is the smart contract that the marketplace is going to query to transfer NFTs. So the end user will mint the NFT, but then the marketplace is just going to transfer the NFT to the vault. So the end user just needs to approve the transfer, and the marketplace will be able to transfer those NFTs onto the vault, to the contract, and then list them for sale. So in this case, what I'm going to do, I am going to build an ERC-721 URI storage smart contract, which is completely different from the ERC-721 enumerable. This is expecting that I provide the IPFS path to the metadata dynamically on a particular call, instead of me calling the URI function straight on the contract and manually assigning an IPFS path. So using counters for counters, where we need to create also the token IDs, this is how we do it. And then we build a contract address. The contract address is the value of the marketplace smart contract address, because we need to call that in the function, so then we send the NFTs to that marketplace. Okay, so far so good. Cool, so we got that. I am going to build a constructor. So I am starting the constructor, and what am I looking for? I am looking to populate. When I deploy the smart contract, I want to bind the token smart contract to the marketplace smart contract. So first I have to deploy the marketplace smart contract, and then I will have to provide the marketplace address. So then this smart contract ties with the marketplace smart contract. You got it? And basically that's what I'm going to do. I am going to create an ERC-721 token NFT smart contract, and this is the name of the token, and this is the token symbol. Okay. After I do that, I am going to create two functions. The first one, and I'm promising that this will be it. Okay. Create NFT, what is going to expect? It's going to expect the token URI, which I will be generating in the Next.js application. So what I'm going to do, I am going to increment the number of token IDs. So every time this function runs, let's say we started with 0, and the first number, it's obviously 0. The first token that gets minted is going to increment by 1. Then it's going to be 1. If you run this again, the second token by 2. So it will be 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. And that's how we know how many token IDs do I have minted on the smart contract. Okay. Next, I will have to create a new item ID, because let's say the moment I mint the first one, which will be token ID 1, I have to store number 1 here, because the moment this increments, then it's going to read, hey, give me the value of the current token IDs, which is going to be 1. Then that will be your item ID. That's how we append the item ID to the token ID. So the item ID is going to be basically the same thing. It's going to be the token ID. Okay. Then we officially mint. I am going to mint message sender new item ID. So I am going to mint token 1 and send that to message sender. Who is message sender? It's the user who triggers the create market sell, because when it creates the market sell, it's going to mint the token. It generates the token, it builds that token from scratch and sends the request to mint the token onto the NFT smart contract. The NFT smart contract is going to obviously send that to the user, but then we will get the token transferred to the marketplace smart contract. Okay, so we send the token URI. The token URI, I need to append the item ID to this token URI, so I know that the information for that particular NFT is on this particular path. And don't worry, you're going to see this. This is kind of cool. This is very cool. Token ID number 1, for example, will be approved by the end user, so the marketplace smart contract can move it. Okay, so I don't need to re-ask that to this particular smart contract. Okay, the last function, and we are done with the functions. The last function that we are going to build is different from this one. This function will mint the NFT, but it's meant to list it for sale. So the moment I mint the NFT with create NFT, it's sending the token to the marketplace smart contract. The second function, mint NFT, it's going to charge a minting fee And instead of transferring that to the market contract, it's going to just send it to the user. It's like the user decided to create an NFT for him or her, but they don't want to list it for sale. They just want to create it. They want to use our marketplace contract to create that NFT. And instead, they just have to pay the minting fee. So we're going to charge a minting fee. I already assigned cost to be 0.075 Ether. So you can change that value, and that will be the fee that you will charge to mint NFTs on your marketplace. If the user doesn't want to list them for sale, they can just charge the fee to mint, and this is the fee. And this is where we actually ask the end user, hey, send me the 0.075 because you want to buy this for yourself. Okay, and we will still increment the token IDs because, again, regardless if someone mints for sale or someone mints to keep, we need to have a count, and this is how we have the count. Okay, this is where we said the same thing: set approval for all and set the token URI, so then the NFT has a path for the picture. If we try to mint using this smart contract, this is another thing that is kind of good. If we try to mint this using Remix, so let's say I want to mint this NFT using Remix instead of using the marketplace, you could mint, but then if someone is not that knowledgeable, they're not going to be able to, because the only thing that I will be asking is the token URI. So you have to provide me the path to the token URI before you can mint. And that's why we want encouraging people to use the marketplace, because it's going to generate everything, and it's going to send the picture file to Ipfs. Everything is going to be done on the back end. They don't have to do anything, which is awesome. I believe this is kind of a security feature, but again, if you know or you're very familiar on how the token URI works, you can just manually populate it in Remix and still mint it. But again, I'm still charging you 0.075 Ethereum regardless. So, so be it. If you want to mint it that way, go for it. All right. And then we go ahead and we compile, make sure that there's no errors. No errors. Awesome. So now if I select the N2D NFT, you're going to see it's required to input the market contract. So that means that I have to mint the marketplace contract first and then mint the NFT by providing the market contract address. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go to the market contract. We're going to select the N2D market, and I will be using my hard hat environment. Okay. And we're going to transact, and boom. And we have deployed the market smart contract. Now I'm going to copy the address, and I'm going to go to the NFT collection, and we're going to mint that one by providing the marketplace address. Okay. So we're going to transact, and we're going to confirm. Good so far. Now we got the marketplace smart contract, and we got the NFT smart contract. Next thing that we have to do, we want to go to the configuration file and add those entries. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that. Okay, let me bring the screen right here. So we're going to go into the configuration, right? We're going to go to the configuration file, and we already have the resale and the NFT collection smart contract addresses. So what I'm going to do, I am going to add another var that will be export. This var will be NFT. This is the NFT smart contract address to create NFTs. Okay, this is the NFT smart contract, not the market. This is the NFT smart contract, and I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna paste that in. Cool. So we got that, and now we're gonna do the same thing, but for the market. So we're gonna type export var market. By the way, the is for me because I'm using hard hat, but you can label this anything you want. But again, we're going to be labeling differently because we're going to be interacting with Ethereum, Polygon, and Binance. So we have to build the same thing, but for different chains. Okay. So you're going to see this on the next video. Okay. So I need to copy the market address. So let me go ahead and do that. This is the market address. We got the market address right now. We got both addresses, and what we need to do, we need to now import the ABI. Remember, if we want to interact with this in our app, we need to have the ABI for those two contracts. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click, new file, NFT JSON. So it's a JSON file. And this will be the NFT smart contract, not the market. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to Remix. I am going back to the compiler. I'm going to select the NFT. I'm going to copy the ABI right here. You can see it. Boom. Copy. I'm going to go back here, and then I'm going to go ahead and paste. Awesome. So I pasted that in, and I have to do the same thing for the market. So I'm going to create a new file, and then this one will be called market. So we got both back onto the market. So I'm going to select market, And I'm going to select this, copy the ABI, paste, and save. Awesome. So now we got the ABI. We got the ABIs, we got the contract addresses. Cool. We're done with the deployment. So we now have the smart contracts that we need, and save this one. Make sure that everything is safe. Make sure that when you make changes, save it, because you might be going crazy. Why is it not working? Why is it not working? And it turns out you didn't save the file. Ugh, I hate when that happens. So what we're going to do, we are going to build another page on the marketplace. And this page will be the Create NFT page. We're basically going to build a dash where users can input the name, the description, and mint the NFT. We can give them two options. They can either list the NFT for sale during the minting process, or if they want to save or store the NFT on their vault, or if they want to get the NFT for themselves, they can just pay the minting. Okay, so let's go ahead and work on that. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to create a new file. So this file under pages, it's going to be called create. I'm going to label this to be create. The next thing that we have to do, we have to import all the libraries that I need. In this case, obviously, I need to import ethers, of course. Use state as well, use router, because we're going to do a very similar approach as we were doing with the relist NFT. So we're going to be importing kind of a similar library, right? So in this case, all we got to do, I'm going to import right here. I need to be able to connect using my wallet. So I need to use the Web3 model, and that's how I interact with the wallet. I am also going to be importing the NFT and market ABIs. Why? Because I gotta send the request to the contracts, right? So I am importing the NFT and the market ABI. I am also importing absolutely, of course, the NFT smart contract address and the market smart contract address. And you remember, we just worked on that. We got the NFT smart contract address. And by the way, this is a typo. This could get you a bad day. Okay, there you go. We are going to import the NFT address as well as the market contract address. So we're going to import both. Okay, so we got that there. All good with that. And for styling, I'm gonna bring all my objects from Next UI, and there you go. And finally, I am going to import the client. Okay, so this, I have to work on this. I gotta show you what this is all about. This is the fun. Okay, let's work on this. So I believe this will be the first time if you haven't worked with this. So basically, this particular API address allows me to make an API call and send data out to IPFS using the Infura API address. This is powerful because with this, I can literally send the picture file and upload it to IPFS. Not only that, I can grab the URI. I can grab the CID that is generated upon the picture upload and use that as my token URI image path. And you're gonna see that right now, okay? So this is how we do it. We want to install IPFS HTTP client. So you go under the server, right? So I got the server right here. So if I stop the server, I'd rather start with a fresh window, npm I, IPFS client. So this is the IPFS client, and with this, we can make calls straight to IPFS, and we can send the picture files and upload that to IPFS. It's amazing. Like, this is a must, okay? So now that I have that, yeah, I can go ahead and run the server. So let me go ahead and just run it real quick. npm run development. And yeah, that should be good. Okay, so we import that, and then we build a constant called client that talks to the library for IPFS HTTP client, and then I point to the IPFS API. In this case, I'm using Infura. You can use that to upload images. So we're just gonna use that, and off we go. No, like, I'm not making any accounts, like logging to Infura. There's no API key, it's just public, okay? So cool, so we got that, awesome. So now, next thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna continue back. So I got all my libraries, everything that I need from a module perspective, I already got this imported, okay? Next thing I want to do, I want to create a function called export default function. And then the name of the function, let's make a create market. Okay. And let me just open, you know, the rest. Okay, cool. So we are going to build this function called create market. This is literally the page rendering for Next.js. So this is what's going to be rendered. Okay. We are going to bring two items, two use states. The first one, this is going to be quite interesting. If you haven't worked with file imports in Next, this is the way. Okay. I am going to tell you right now what this is for. Okay, so what am I doing here? I am actually calling useState to get the URL of the NFT image. Okay, so with this, what I'm going to do, I am going to point to my source for that image file, store the state under set file URL, and then we use file URL to call anything. Okay, and this is for us to import data or text onto the site. So check this out. What I'm going to do, I am going to ask for the price of the NFT. I am going to ask for the name of the NFT and the description. Like, this is the metadata with the exception of price. This will be applicable to only the listing NFT. So if the user decides to list for sale, then the price is applicable. If the user is just wants to mint an NFT for his own personal use, then we're not going to ask for a price because he's not going to sell it. Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to do in the function collection, I call it, the first function that we are going to do, this is very important that you understand. I am going to create a constant called file. File will be targeting files. Okay, so we start with 0. 0 is, you know, the initial value, right? And what we are going to do, we are going to invoke IPFS HTTP client. And see, this is how we import that. We import that by then adding, what are we adding? We're adding file. This right here is what we need to attach to the HTML button that is going to ask for the picture file. So when we click browse, it's going to open your machine default folder on your browser, and you need to navigate where and find, you know, what your picture is. And that's how we throw the image inside React or inside Next.js. Okay. Once we do that, we are going to obtain the file ID. This is an ID that is randomly assigned to any file that I get when I upload using this particular call. You're gonna see this, don't worry. Constant URL, I am going to be pointing to the Infura IPFS gateway, public gateway. This is the IPFS for Infura. This is the public gateway for Infura. And what we are adding at the end is the value that we obtain from the path. So if you see added, then we are awaiting the path of the file. So in this case, we're just waiting for the file name, and we will just append that here. So this is just going to complete the information that we provide that. This is how we're going to point ourselves to the IPFS location for that picture file. Okay. And then we will store this into set file URL, which is the use state. Okay. Once I get that, guess what? Now I have something to call because it's going to include the image of this particular NFT. Okay. So next thing, once we're done with this, this is how you upload images into Next.js. Okay. The next thing that we need to code the function that is going to take advantage of all this information, and generate the token URI. You're gonna see this right now. This is kind of complex, but you'll get used to it. Okay, so async function. We're building a function called create market. From there, we are going to call the name, description, and price. And this is stored in form input. This is use state form input. There you go, form input. So I am expecting to populate all this information, which we can obtain from the user's input. This is why we're calling it form input. We are going to build an HTML form. Each section will have a particular value, and you can already tell what values do we have. We will have 3 input forms. We will have the first one on top, the name, then we'll have description, and then finally the price. And this is how we can obtain whatever the user has typed. We will grab those values and build a token URI with that. Awesome, okay? Once we get all this information, we can effectively call create NFT and append the path for the image. This is how we're going to feed the image once we create the NFT. We need to build this function. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to import the Web3 model. So I'm going to show you right now. To build that function, all I have to do, I'm going to create the function called create NFT, which is called when the create market gets all the information it needs. Because first we need to build that metadata for that particular NFT. When we create that metadata for that particular NFT, then we know that once we get all that, we can effectively call the function to mint the NFT. You see where I'm going, okay? So I need first the metadata, so then I can call create NFT and feed that to the smart contract. So then the smart contract can generate the token URI and append that to the NFT. Got it? We are going, by the way, this is a normal Web3 connection, right? So we are connecting ourselves using Web3 model that will open the MetaMask wallet. We will store the provider. You are already familiar with this, okay? So under the contract, we are going to call My NFT smart contract. This is the smart contract that is going to mint the NFTs, okay? This is the contract that we minted when we first minted the market. We then minted the NFT. You know, basically the ABI and my signer, which is basically my wallet. Now, here's the fun part. I am going to create another var, value, which it's going to be called transaction, and it's going to await that the create NFT gets called correctly under the smart contract. So the smart contract is going to invoke create NFT, right? This will be the NFT smart contract. It's going to talk to that particular function. If we go back onto the smart contract, so we go here, you can see the function right here, create NFT. That is the function that we are calling from Next.js. Once we get that, okay, we are going to build another let transaction. So TX, we are awaiting that transaction to complete because check this out. I need to first confirm that I got the NFT so then I can move forward and proceed to transfer the NFT to the marketplace smart contract, okay? Very similar to the resale. The only difference here is we're creating an NFT from scratch. There's no NFT and we're building one NFT and sending it to the marketplace, okay? But this is a different marketplace smart contract. It's not the same as the resale, just FYI. Okay, and we are obviously expecting the token ID because we are going to get the value from the event. So if we see this on the console, we will get those values from the TX. We will get event, and then we will get arguments. The second argument from events, this will be the value. The value will be the value to number, which is ultimately the token ID, okay? Now, once I get that, I have to feed the price that the user is willing to sell the NFT for. We are going to obtain that from the HTML code that we're building to obtain that. So the user has to type how much are they willing to sell the NFT for, okay? We're done with that. Okay, then we're gonna do a call to the market contract. Now we are going to call the market smart contract. We have already minted the NFT. Check this out. We have minted the NFT. We now got the token ID. What I'm going to do now, I am going to call the market smart contract and send that NFT over there to the marketplace because we're listing it for sale. Okay. Obviously, I got to feed the transaction the value for the listing fee because there's a charge for that, right? We know that we have a charge for the listing fee. So we are going to do a listing fee. We are going to call get listing fee from the market smart contract. And that's how we can feed the value and send the listing fee as part of our transaction. This is where we actually call the function in the market contract to list the NFT for sale. Create a vault item. Let's go to the contract. Go to the contract, click on market, and we are going to find that right here. Create vault item. And those are the info that these particular functions is going to ask me. It's going to ask me what's the contract address, the contract of the NFT, right? And then the token ID and the price. So, okay, once it gets that information, we're feeding the contract address of the NFT, we're feeding the token ID, which we got it from the transaction, and then we are feeding the price that the user has typed, okay? We inject that transaction into the blockchain, we await for it to be completed, and then we proceed to send the user back to the home page. After this is done, if we coded the homepage HTML code, we should see their NFT also showing up. Okay, let's continue. We are going to allow the user to mint the NFT and keep it. Like they want to mint an NFT, they don't want to list it for sale, they just want to keep it. We're going to give that capability as well. So in this case, I have to pretty much do the same thing, except the moment when I am going to do the transaction, I am not going to create the NFT. We're going to use a different call. So I decided to do another function called mint NFT. This mint function is going to basically do the same thing. I'm going to open the Web3 connection and we are going to create the contract value, Ether's contract, calling the token smart contract or the NFT, and then everything else. Okay. Now I need to obtain the cost for mint. If you remember in the smart contract, we have a cost. The cost was 0.075, okay? And we are going to get the transaction, okay? So if we go back. So we are going to get the cost. If you go to the smart contract, we go to the NFT. This is the cost right here. This is the value. It's public, which means that I can read it from anywhere, okay? And this is the value that I am going to obtain. Okay, so once we get that, right? Once we get that cost, we are going to await a transaction. We want to store that and we will proceed to do the mint. In this case, I am calling mint NFT. In the previous call, it was create NFT. Now we're calling mint NFT. We go back to the smart contract. There we go, mint NFT. And basically what it's going to do, it's going to ask for the payment. It's going to calculate the token IDs, increment the value, and then do the transaction. The mint will send the token ID to message.sender. Who is message.sender? Whoever executed the transaction. So far, so good, right? Once we're done with that, we will proceed with push. So the push will send this, whoever executed this call, it will send that to the portal. It will send that user to the portal so they can see the NFT showing in their NFTs on the portal, which is kind of cool. Okay, copy. Okay, so the first thing, I open the return. This will be the HTML code. I am going to build a section in HTML called my creator portal. And I am basically just making, adding the text. You're gonna see it once we render all this. It's kind of cool. We have like a dashboard and then there's some information, logos and so forth. Okay, it's kind of cool. Okay, then select your network and blah, blah, blah. It's all informational. Now we are going to open the card body. And this is where we actually request the user to input the information for the metadata. So the first input that we are going to provide is the name of the NFT. So I am opening input. Under input, I am asking, please enter your NFT name. So that will be the name of your NFT. And here's the magic command right here. On change E, what's E? Let's go up. On change E. This is where we are actually invoking the call to get that input information so that we can send that onto the ASIC function to mint the NFT. On change E, what am I asking first? I will be asking for name. So in my form input, if we go back down, I'm going to show you form input. What is the form input that I'm expecting? Name. Now E, target value. E, it's my on-change call. Target value. Let's see. Let's go up. Target value. We have the target of name. This is the information. Target E. And we are expecting name. This is the target from form input. So we are expecting something being called with the name. Okay, so the name will be the information that the user is giving me. Now, what I'm going to do, check this cool thing out. I am going to generate a JSON stringify. If you know what this is literally a metadata generator. This, it's going to create the metadata for you, which if you start understanding what you can do with this, this is powerful. For NFTs, forget the art. I know the art, and some of you are viewing this because you're launching an art collection, and that's fine. I see NFTs as way more than just art. This is my personal opinion about NFTs. NFTs are going to change the way we exchange property rights and assets. Okay, this thing right here, I would bet from here, $1 million ideas will happen, because with the metadata, I can literally build a database with a lot of information and send that on Ipfs to be decentralized and point that to an NFT. This right here, this thing, oh, the potential for this, you see this 3 lines. You can do so much with this. And I already have a couple of ideas. Okay, but secret. But yeah, this is very important. The metadata generator, I call this the metadata generator. You can build anything with this, like anything as far as data indexing. I love this thing. You're gonna see it. Okay, enough with the talking. Let's continue. All right. And then finally, once we get that form input, yeah, you know what now that is located, right? Close the card body. So this is open, this is closed. Then we're gonna go ahead and close again the card. We're going to open another card, but this time, this card is going to ask the end user for the description, okay? So check this out. So we got card body, background color, input. Now I am asking for what? I am asking for the description. Let me zoom in a little bit more here. So I am asking for the description. The description, it's basically the NFT description, right? I can feed that as well to the use state, okay? So under the use state, feed this information. Got it? Next thing I'm going to do, I am going to create another card body, right? So we're building another car. This is how you import a file. This is how you send a file in Next.js, right? So this is in JS. How do we import or upload a file? This is very, very fascinating. So what I'm going to do, I am going to input type file. The moment I do this, you're going to have a browse button generated. It basically is going to generate a browse button. When you click that, it actually opens your Explorer, and then you find your files. This is the command. With this, you can make a lot of good applications, let me tell you. And finally, we are going to ask for the price, right? So we need to ask for the price. So we are going to open a container, input the price. We are going to ask the price. I just set it up for N2D, but it's any crypto that the contract is expecting to obtain, right? Then we'll get the button, right? So we are going to build the first button. The first button is going to be to list your NFT. What am I calling? Create market. Remember the difference between create market and mint NFT? There's a big difference between the two. Let me tell you, there's a big difference between the two. Create market, again, I'm expecting a price. the NFT will not be sent to the user wallet. Instead, will be sent to the market smart contract for sale. I am listing that NFT for sale. Okay. So this is button number 1, and the button information will show list your NFT. So that's basically what it's going to do. The second button, what it's going to do, it's going to call the mint NFT. You know what? I forgot to add the buy. So there's one more thing that we have to import. Bear with me. This is basically the same thing as create market, but in this case, it's just to buy the NFT. I still have to upload the art, but instead of listing this for sale, it is going to be just for the end user to create their own NFT. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to paste this in. I'm going to show you what this is. It's basically the same thing as the create market, right? But create market invokes create NFT. The buy NFT will invoke mint NFT. So when I press buy NFT on the button that I'm going to build below, it's going to ask only for the name and description. So the only 2 fields that the user has to input will be the name and description. Once they place that, and I call the JavaScript async function for buy NFT, what it's going to do is going to grab that information and build the token URI. So we're going to get that URI, and we're going to generate the JSON metadata file, which is insanely powerful. Okay. Up to here, I think we are going good. So we got the create market button, we got the buy NFT button, and I think we're done. So what we're going to do, we're going to close the entire HTML. Okay. So we have closed the entire HTML, and if so, everything goes so far good, I think we should be able to test this out. Everything looks good. Okay, so I'm going to Control S. I think it should be able to render. Yeah, it should be fine. Okay, so it should load the, yeah, this is the resale smart contract. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to build another navbar button. This button will be called create because we want to get to that section, right? So let me go ahead and do that. I am going to open here and let me go to app.js, and you can see myself. Yeah, copy and paste. I love to copy and paste. So if that's the case, all I have to find. Okay, I should be able to copy all this and generate the button on the navbar for the create. So I'm going to paste this below. This is the NFT portal. Now I got to rename this create portal. Let's call this create portal. And then this will point to the create section or the create file right here. Okay. So let me rename this to be create. Okay. And I think that's it. Okay. Let me Control S and let me take a look. Yep. There we go. So we got create portal at the end and we got the NFT portal. I think we should have the create portal on the left and then this on the right. So let me just switch those two. So we're gonna call this thing and I'm gonna close it down. I'm gonna cut it. Okay, and instead I'm gonna place this right below the ending of this one. And yeah, that should be good. Control S, let's look now. There we go, perfect, awesome. So now if I click my portal, I should get to my portal and that shows the NFTs that I got listed or I got available and they can be relisted for sale. Now the create portal, dun, 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 dun. There you go. Now we got the create portal. With the create portal, now I can build an NFT and list it for sale. And if I don't want to list it for sale, I can actually buy it. You know what? Let me change the styling. Let me make this to be purple. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to portal, right? And let's find that. What's the name of that value? Go back, relist for sale. So let me find that. Let me go into the portal and then we Control F, relist for sale. There you go. This is it. Relist for sale. I'm going to copy this whole thing. Copy. Okay. And then we go to create. And let me find the button that we were working with. Okay, so there you go. Those are the two buttons. So the first button is this one. So what I'm going to do instead, I am going to paste this on top so then I can replace the values. So this one will be, by the way, I can actually do this. Let me find what the information is from this. So the style is font size 20. Do I have styling? Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy this. Check this out. Don't, work smart, not hard. Now I got font style. I got color. It's gradient. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. I'm going to color gradient, size small. So I'm going to size small. Okay, cool. Yeah, there you go. Cool deal. Awesome. So let me go ahead and do the same thing for the other, but in this case I can go easier, right? So I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to replace this thing, and instead I'm going to call by NFT. That's the second button, and sure enough, there you go. We got both. Awesome. So let me zoom in a little bit so you can all see it. Oh, there you go. That works. Okay, let's build our first NFT. Let's create our first marketplace NFT. Okay, I'm going to call this Into the Market NFT 1. This is our first NFT in the multi-chain market. Okay, we're gonna browse. Let me find that picture and let me show this. Wait until the picture renders on the site. Here you go. Got rendered. Now, if I want to list this for sale, I can list for sale. If I want to buy it, I can buy it. So let me, first of all, we're gonna create my own NFT. Let's do that. So I don't need to type any price. I just buy it because I'm not going to sell this. So I'm just gonna buy it. Hopefully I'll get the wallet prompt and boom. Woo. Check this out. This is the price of the NFT on the NFT smart contract. This is being called perfectly fine. Okay, so we're gonna confirm and we got ourselves the NFT, and you saw the site redirected us to the portal. So the router is doing what it's supposed to. Now I need to do the function to show the NFTs from the other collection, because the only NFTs that I'm going to see right now are the NFTs on the resale smart contract, not the other one. So let's build that right now. Okay, let's go to the portal and let's add what we need to add. Okay, on the portal, check this out. I got to invoke a couple of things. The first thing that I got to invoke, obviously, it's going to be the NFT ABI, because I need to call the NFT contract. This other one, this is for the resale smart contract. This is different, okay? So I'm gonna call the NFT.json. So we call NFT.json. And we are also gonna call the NFT address, okay? The smart contract address, which is HHNFT. And then we'll add a comma, and then we're basically calling it from the same file because everything is on the same file, okay? Now, I need to obtain the output from the call to this smart contract in a use state so that I can show that as well on the screen like I did with this particular section. So I want to display all the create NFTs below here. So I have to do a very similar approach. Okay. Wow, this video is going to be the longest one for sure, but it's everything. I'm giving you everything to build this whole thing. Okay. So I am going to build a use state to get created NFTs. Okay. So we're gonna build another use state. This use state is to get created. Once I render the information from get created, I can use created to build a map and then show all the NFTs on the screen, like the same way we did with the relist NFT, okay? Now use effect. I am going to call, but before that, I gotta build the function. So I'm gonna build the whole thing. This is very similar. To finish quick this particular section, I am literally pasting a very similar function like this one. The only difference on this one I'm going to show you, okay? Bear with me. It's the same. If you look at it, it's very similar, but it has a difference. Right now, I'm going to be calling the HH NFT. This is the NFT smart contract, not the relist smart contract. This is different. And I'm calling the NFT smart contract ABI. Okay. Now, check what I'm calling. Instead of total supply, what I'm getting in the resale smart contract, I am calling token IDs because this is a custom counter that we built on the smart contract. So if we go back to Remix, this is the counter. So every time that I create a new NFT, this counter will increment. And this is basically the total supply. It's literally the same thing. Every time that I create an NFT, it keeps incrementing. So that's my total supply. So with that, if we go back, now I'm going to be calling the token IDs. I am calling token IDs. And once I get the amount of token IDs, I can basically do the same sorting per token. I need to obtain the owner of the token, right? But then I want to make sure that the owner of that token matches the wallet that is connected, okay? Because I am going to sort this to only show the wallet that is connected, the NFTs from the wallet. So if we go back, I will be doing a very similar filter to only show the NFTs held by this wallet, okay? So that's why we're doing it. It's very similar than the relist, very similar to this one, okay? Now, once I get all that information, you already know what this is gonna do. I am going to build a use state for get created. I'm going to grab all the values that I've obtained from that call and store that in get created. So then I can build my use state right here. So now you can see this is turned on, get created. Now I can use created to generate the NFTs. Awesome, let's do that. But first, I gotta make sure that once I open that page, I also render that second call. You know, I am only executing this particular call and this one. I need to add the third one, which is get created NFT. So we're going to copy this. It's a long video. And then also, if you can see here, I am also going to add, check this out. I am also going to add get created. What is this for? It means that anytime this value changes, reload this. Okay, so it's basically going to refresh this whole thing. So it's always up to date. So if someone bought an NFT, right, this information gets auto refreshed and then the site gets refreshed and then you get information in real time. And we want to do it that way, right? And one last thing that I want to do, it's obviously the HTML stuff. Okay, so let me go ahead. I want to show you. So right now, the NFTs from the resale smart contract, or the NFTs that I have available for relisting, are going to be shown on this map. Okay, and then we got a function that runs on the map to relist the NFTs. In this case, this is just to display. What we're doing right now is just going to display what I have created myself and just minted for myself, not to be relisted. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and copy this whole thing and I'm going to show you the whole command. So we go fast right here because I still have to do the index part. Wow, this is a long video. Okay, so we got the grid container. So basically I am calling created NFTs in wallet. So this is very different from the relist NFTs. So if we go back, the NFTs in wallet, I got to rename this to be NFTs in wallet available for relisting, and then created NFTs below. This is what I'm actually doing below here. I am calling created NFTs in wallet, which is the NFTs that I just created with the new smart contract. I want to see them on my wallet. Okay, so I'm going to call created. If you can see up here, let's go up. Created, basically created will generate all my NFTs. So this is literally a map and it's just going to start one by one, you know, owned by you because this is my wallet, NFT token and so forth. Okay, basically what I'm doing right now, I am saying if owner is equal, so if the wallet address is equal to the owner of the token, then show the token, basically telling only the NFTs belonging to that wallet are you're gonna show. Okay, and there we go. Awesome. Alrighty, so let me go ahead and save. And sure enough, there you go. Awesome. So now we got NFTs from relist, NFTs that I got available for relisting, and the NFTs that I created using the create NFT smart contract. Okay. So I got now a different NFT in the wallet. So now I can see different NFTs from different collections, which is kind of awesome. Okay. So let me build another one. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my create portal. Let me build into the NFT multi-chain 2. I'm just gonna call this name 2. Okay, description. This is another NFT for the market. I am going to find a picture. Let me find this one. Let's wait until the picture renders. Picture has been rendered. Now we are going to buy that one and we are minting it. This is for my personal use. I'm gonna confirm and wait for this. Check this out. Ha 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 ha. Now we are not only relisting NFTs for sale, I am also creating NFTs on the fly. This is how we roll. Okay, so now we got token ID 1, token ID 2. This is another NFT for the market. So we're building a completely new NFT. This NFT, I've just built this myself. Okay, this is awesome. Last thing I want to do, I want to create an NFT and list it for sale, which is different. So the first thing we have to do, we have to build the index section on this marketplace. Okay, so we got the buy my NFTs, and I can see the NFTs here. Now I have to build another call to show the NFTs on the main site, NFTs that I created and listed for sale. So let's go ahead and do that. And this will be the last step. Okay, I promise. All right, so let's go back. Let me go to index. On index, this is a front page. What I have to do, I have to, of course, import the NFT smart contract. So HH NFT, HH market. So now we have imported the new smart contracts in. We are also going to get the ABIs. So let me bring the 2 ABIs. Okay, so I am bringing the market and the NFT ABIs. So now we are going to have a total of 4 ABIs. And then we are going to build HH NFT, HH market. Awesome. Now I am going to build a use state for HH NFT, which is going to be different from the relist and resell NFTs. Okay. So this one, it literally it will allow me to show the NFTs that I created or anyone created, and they're listed for sale. This will be shown on the index. Very similar to what we did on the portal. The only difference is this is NFTs listed for sale. Okay. And now we can go ahead and build the functions. So we are going to build 2 functions. The first one, very similar to the other ones. I'm not going to go too much into details. It's more simplified. It's not like this one where we are doing a manual call to the smart contract and generating the soul supply and all that. No, this one instead, what I'm going to do, I call this load hard hat NFTs, but this is, this is load new sell NFTs. Okay, so new sell NFTs, it's going to be the NFTs listed for sale that are new, that are not just relisted. Okay, completely different from the other function. And then what I want to do, I want to make sure that I can also load this when the page loads. So then it shows both, right? And also HH set NFTs, because I want to refresh the site if there's a change to this use state. Okay, so we got that there. Sweet. HH set NFTs. And basically what I'm going to do, instead of me calling to get the token supply, total supply, and then go over each call, what I'm going to do instead, I am going to call data. Data will invoke get available NFT. Okay, let me go to the smart contract. I'm going to show you where that is. If we go back to market, get available NFTs, it's going to give me all the NFTs that are in the vault of items, the item vault, and are not being sold yet. They're still available for purchase. So that's how I'm going to get that information, and I'm going to generate the NFTs in the front page. Okay. After I'm done with that, so this is how I am going to load those NFTs. Then I got to build a button to buy those NFTs. Okay, so I'm gonna call this, I am going to call this buy new NFT. Okay, so we're gonna call this buy new NFT, which means this is a newly created NFT, which is different from the other. We are calling get available NFTs, and then we're generating all the metadata. I think you're very familiar with this. Okay, very similar to the other, but instead of me calling the smart contract, I'm just calling the get available NFTs, and I'm generating the information from here. Okay, now buy new NFT, it's going to talk to the market smart contract. I am going to call into the market sell. Okay, first thing first, I got to store the market smart contract under contract. Okay, I got to obtain the price from the call to the contract, right? Invoke the into the market sell, okay, which it's going to talk to the NFT collection. It's going to talk to the NFT smart contract. Okay, and then it's going to invoke the token ID and the price. Got it? Awesome. All right. And await transaction, wait, load hard hat NFTs. Okay, so I am going to load hard hat. It's going to be instead this right here. This is the longest video I've done. Load new sell NFTs. There we go. Awesome. And what I'm going to do, don't worry, this is the end. I'm done. Give me 1 second. This particular list map right here generates this one right here. Let me show you. It will generate the relisted NFTs. This one right here, right? So now I want to generate the created NFTs and listed for sale here. The second list, I want to build this below here. So what I'm going to do, I have to paste the second map under this container. This is the end of the first section. I'm going to paste the map. I'm going to show you what this is for. Okay, so in this case, NFTs. Is that the name that I got on the cell state? Yeah, this is NFTs, which is calling set NFTs. So if we go back down, set NFTs, which is obtaining this information, right? And then load new cell NFTs. It's called right here. Cool. I am calling NFTs. This is the use state, so I can generate the art. I will be generating the art, the name, obviously the image. I'm going to show all that. One important thing. Okay. So the button, it's going to be similar to the other button to buy the NFT. It's going to handle the confetti. It's going to show all that. But instead, we have to relabel this to the right name of the function, which is buy new NFTs. This is the new name. Okay. Go here and nope, this one right here. I'm going to just paste. And that should be it. Let me go ahead and proceed. I hope we don't run into any issues. So I'm going to Control S and see what happens. There we go. Awesome. Oh, by the way, yeah, I appended this particular logo. So if I go back down under the index, you can see the Ethereum logo. Here we go, Ethereum logo. So latest NFTs on Ethereum. So what I'm going to do on the next video, this is for me to show the different blockchains. Okay, so we have to build the same thing for Binance. We have to build the same thing for Polygon, etc. Okay, good. So latest NFTs on Ethereum. Okay, so now the only thing that we have to do is create another NFT, but this time we're going to list it for sale, and we're going to see if this works. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to go back to the create portal. This will be my first NFT. Okay, this is the first NFT created and listed for sale. Browse, get this, and sure enough, we're going to set the price. We're going to list it 3, list your NFT, and we got the create NFT. Okay, and now we are going to pay the listing fee. There you go, and confirm. Now, moment of truth. Woohoo! There we go. So we got now our first NFT created with this marketplace smart contract. We have done 2 kinds of marketplace NFTs. We have done one to mint but own, and then another one mint and list. This one I have minted and listed for sale, which means that someone can go onto the application, log into the marketplace, and buy this particular NFT. Okay, if I go to my NFT portal I should see the NFTs that I have available for resale, and I should see also NFTs created on wallet. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to create an NFT, and this will be an NFT that I will own. This will not be listed for sale. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to go to the create portal, my personal NFT. This is an NFT not for sale. Let me find a picture file. This looks good. And because this is not going to be for sale, I don't need to set the price. I'm just going to buy it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead, pay the mint, which is a different fee than the listing. It's going to be slightly higher. Okay. And let's mint it. And in this case, instead of me going back to the marketplace homepage, now I am on my portal and I can see a minted NFT that has not been listed for sale. This is working good. Okay, so we got the capability of relisting NFTs for sale. I can mint personal NFTs, not listing them for sale, just keep them. And I can also create NFTs that will be listed for sale. So I am doing everything here: relisting, listing brand new, creating brand new NFTs, listing it for sale, and creating brand new NFTs and not listing them for sale. You got all the capabilities that you can think of here. We're going to do another NFT. This NFT will be listed for sale. NFT for sale 2. Let me test it out. And description, this is my second NFT listed for sale. Okay, we're going to browse. I'm gonna find the picture file. Okay, and now because this will be listed for sale, I'm gonna set a price of 4 tokens and I will list my NFT. Okay, so let's go ahead and list it. Let's build the NFT and pay the listing fee, and boom, now I should get 2 NFTs listed for sale. By the way, those are NFTs that I've created, and those are NFTs that I relisted. I already got those NFTs. I just released them for sale. These ones are brand new, created by me on the marketplace and listed for sale. Let's do one more, and this is going to be an NFT that I'm not going to list for sale. I'm just going to keep it. Okay, so let's go back to the portal. In this case, it's going to be NFT. Let's call this personal NFT 2. And this is an NFT not for sale. Okay, we're gonna browse. I'm gonna grab this NFT image, and we're not gonna set a price because it's for me. I'm just gonna buy it and mint, and okay. So now I should see the NFTs on my wallet. Beautiful. Now you can see we got 2 NFTs that I created but not listed for sale. I got 3 NFTs that I have from another smart contract that I can now list for sale. I can sell them using this marketplace. And I also created 2 NFTs and list them for sale. So I can list existing NFTs. I can create new NFTs and list them for sale. And I can create NFTs and not list them for sale. One last test and we are good with this video. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to list one more. I'm going to list one more from here. Let me select this one. And I am going to set the price for 3 tokens. And I want to relist this one for sale. I'm going to press. I'm going to set approval for all. And now I'm going to pay the listing fee. And boom, now I should get the new NFT here. There we go. Here we go. 3. So now we got NFTs created and listed for sale, and NFTs that I relisted for sale and created NFTs not listed for sale. And those are right below here. This is just personal. I want to create NFTs on the marketplace, but not list them for sale, and we can do so. So you got all the options that you can think of, okay? We're done, guys, we're done, done. Marketplace is 75% complete, okay? This was a long video, but you saw the potential and you saw how this application can interact with user input. Now you know in Next.js how to build input boxes and capture that data to be sent onto a function, okay? So now we can ingest the data that the user has given us and send that onto the blockchain. A lot of creativity can be achieved with that. A lot of great ideas can come up with that particular method. So now we know how can we engage the user in providing information, and we can build metadata files out of that. How amazing is this? Okay, so we know how to do that now. Okay, so on the next video, what we're going to do, we are going to enable multi-chain capability on the marketplace. Users will have the capability of switching blockchains. They can mint, relist, and own NFTs from the marketplace from any blockchain that we integrate onto the application. Alrighty? That's it for this video. I hope you like what we're doing. This one was very long. I promise I will try my best to do videos as short as possible, but I cannot just skip important details in Web3 development like the ones we saw. Okay? But I'll do my best. Okay? Alright. If you like my content, help me out. I know you do. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.